Is Shedeur Sanders playing today? How Colorado Buffaloes football legend is impacted by Browns QB depth chart. Is Shedeur Sanders playing today? How Colorado Buffaloes football legend is impacted by Browns QB depth chart originally appeared on the Sporting News. Shedeur Sanders is the most hyped fifth-round pick in the history of the NFL draft. There are a lot of reasons for that. His last name certainly contributed. So did his free fall from possible first-rounder to a choice at number 144 overall in the fifth. Regardless of the reasons, though, it's reality. Everyone wants to know what Shedeur is up to. That includes for Week 1 as the Cleveland Browns take on the Cincinnati Bengals. More, why Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is called Bill. Is Shedeur Sanders playing today? As of Sunday morning, Shedeur Sanders isn't expected to play on Sunday in Week 1 against the Bengals. The Browns' QB depth chart looks like this: Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Bailey Zappe, practice squad. The 40-year-old Flacco will start against the Bengals. His direct backup is Gabriel. The lefty was chosen in April, exactly 40 picks, and a day earlier than Sanders. Sanders will likely be given the role of emergency QB3, meaning he can only get in the game if the first two guys get hurt. He may get a chance to start or at least play a solid role as the season goes along. But for now, Sanders looks like he'll have to watch and learn. The question swirled in living rooms, sports bars, and Twitter feeds across the country. Is Shedeur Sanders playing today? It was more than just a game day curiosity. It was a symbol of what Shedeur Sanders had come to represent, a bridge between the golden college football memories of Boulder and the cold, hard realities of Cleveland. The young quarterback who once electrified the Rocky Mountains with his poise, grit, and confidence now found himself on the other side of the football universe, deep inside the Cleveland Browns quarterback depth chart. From Boulder to the big leagues. For Colorado fans, Shedeur was never just a quarterback. He was the spark that brought dignity back to a program that had long lived in the shadows. His arrival under the bright lights of his father Deion, Coach Prime, Sanders' tenure transformed Saturdays in Boulder into spectacles. He wasn't simply a passer, he was a storyteller, scripting comebacks, breaking records, and refusing to blink when the moment got heavy. But college legends don't get to carry their past glory untouched into the NFL. The Browns, a franchise defined by both heartbreak and hunger, saw potential in Shedeur but also recognized the tightrope he'd need to walk. They had invested heavily in quarterbacks before, sometimes recklessly, sometimes desperately. Now, with veterans and high-priced stars crowding the QB room, Shedeur's role wasn't about being the guy. It was about waiting, watching, and proving. The weight of the depth chart. The Browns' quarterback depth chart wasn't a neat ladder, it was a wall. At the top stood the established starter, a name stamped with a contract worth hundreds of millions. Behind him, seasoned backups who knew the system, who'd earned trust in practice and flashes of play. Then came Shedeur, tucked somewhere in the middle, gifted yet unproven, a future penciled in but not inked. Every week, the team released its inactive list. Fans scanned it like fortune tellers reading tea leaves. And every week, one question lingered. Would this be the Sunday Shedeur suited up, helmet strapped, waiting for his chance? For now, more often than not, the answer was no. He was still being groomed. Still learning the NFL game, the speed, the disguises, the patience required to manage not just a playbook, but the crushing expectations of a football city starving for glory. Colorado's eyes never leave him. In Boulder, though, they still claimed him. Bars still lit up with highlights of his Buffaloes days. Kids wore Sanders jerseys on youth league fields, imitating his pocket movement, his coolness under pressure. Even when he wasn't active on Sundays, his name trended on Saturdays. To them, Shedeur was still their legend, regardless of whether he was third string in Cleveland. The question, is Shedeur Sanders playing today, was less about roster status and more about emotional connection. Every time they asked it, Colorado fans were really asking, when will our quarterback, our hero, finally get his NFL stage? The waiting game. The Browns' coaching staff insisted patience was the plan. They wanted Shedeur to learn without the weight of immediate expectation. Quarterback development, they argued, wasn't a straight sprint. Some players thrived when thrown into the fire, others blossomed in the shadows, given time to polish, to observe, to absorb. But patience is rarely a virtue Cleveland fans, or Colorado fans, for that matter, wear well. In an age where rookie quarterbacks can become stars overnight, Shedeur's apprenticeship felt like a tease. Every time the Browns' offense sputtered, his name surged on talk radio. Why not give the kid a shot? What's the worst that could happen? A different kind of impact. And yet, even without playing, Shedeur Sanders was already shaping the Browns. Teammates noticed his energy during practice, the way he studied film as if every detail mattered. Veterans spoke about his leadership, his ability to command a huddle even when the snaps didn't count. For a locker room, that mattered. For Shedeur, impact wasn't just measured in yards and touchdowns. It was in credibility. By showing he belonged, by proving he wasn't just prime son or a college phenom riding hype, he was building something slower, sturdier. The day that's coming. The truth is, the day will come. Whether it's by injury, rotation, or inevitability, Shedeur Sanders will step onto an NFL field as the Browns' quarterback. When that moment arrives, every headline will remind the world of his roots in Colorado. Every snap will carry not just the weight of Cleveland's hopes, but the echoes of Boulder's cheers. And that's why the question, is Shedeur Sanders playing today, is so powerful. It's not just about a depth chart. It's about longing. About believing that a player who once lifted a college program into the spotlight can do the same for a pro franchise known for its scars. A legend in transition. Legends don't vanish, they evolve. Shedeur Sanders is no longer the Saturday hero of the Buffaloes, but he's not yet the Sunday savior of the Browns. He's in between, learning, waiting, sharpening his edge. And while fans may grow restless scanning the inactive list, he knows better than anyone. Football careers are not built in a single season. For Colorado, his legacy is cemented. For Cleveland, his story is still unwritten. And every time the question rises, is Shedeur Sanders playing today? The answer, for now, is less important than the anticipation. Because when he finally does, it won't just be another debut. It will be a moment that connects two worlds, the college legend who once owned Boulder and the NFL quarterback destined to carve out his own place in Cleveland history.